But he gave me one of the wry smiles and said that the Starbucks and Borders had loads of drinks and I could choose whatever one I wanted. I'd just started college at the time, and me and my pals had been sampling everything Glasgow had to offer. We'd taken full advantage of our students' fax cards, the 2 for 1 at Bar Bazaar, free chips on your McChicken sandwich. Coffee was definitely no my speed. I was flanked by my 2 pals as I walked down Buchanan Street, taking 5 steps forward only to take 2 steps back. Every time they were turning me round and pushing me down the street. "What do you talk about in a coffee shop?" I asked them. It's 3 in the afternoon. We could have definitely met in solid. What's his game?" "He probably wants to get to know you better," one of them said, linking my arm and keeping me in my course. "That's what I feared," I said, kicking a can that lay in the pavement for the night before. It landed just behind the ankles of a woman waiting to cross the road at Cathedral Street, and it was squashed by a black taxi. Anyway, we walked on. With every step, I could feel the textbooks in my back getting heavier and heavier, and I was becoming more aware of the straps on my shoulders. Then I placed my thumbs under the straps and I took off, hearing my friends shouting behind me, offering to wait about and carry my bag. But I knew if I stopped, I wouldn't go in. So without taking a beat, I ran straight in to the warm embrace of Borders bookshop. The place was mobbed, but I wasn't letting that stop my flow. I ran up the massive set of stairs to the coffee shop. I was knackered by the time I got to the top, but the smell of cake and coffee gave me a welcome sense of anticipation. I knew what I was looking for, and it wouldn't take me long to find it. Long, mousy brown hair and a denim jacket. Keep an eye out. Had to run the gauntlet. Luckily, the queue wasn't too long. Tray poised, I asked the barista for a cup of tea. "Venti or grande?" "What?" "Venti or grande?" I looked at her name badge. Just a cup of tea, Jeanette, no frills." She cast a weary eye over me, grabbed a large branded cup, poured in some boiled water, and then swung the tea bag hypnotically over it before eventually dropping it in. By this time, any calm I had completely vanished. I was so pent up that I could feel myself sweating under my faux fur coat. Everything weighed on me again. My purse in one hand, my bag in the other, trying to balance the tray on top, was sending me off kilter. But thankfully I could see him, only a few feet away. The initial problem with the tray had banished because of the nervousness of, well, everything. I had my eye already on the sachets of sugar and the cups of milk in the far corner. I dumped my bag and said, "That was a bit of a faff, but I got here in the end." And then I walked through the many tables to go and get sugar. I'd made a wee bag out of one napkin, my sugar and my stirrer. And just as I'd bundled everything into my wee bag, I heard a cough at another table. And there, sat a few feet away, in front of a cup of coffee and a couple of cakes, was the man I was meant to be seeing. I looked round to the table where I'd dropped my bag. There was a beautiful young girl sitting, her book limp in her hand. She wasn't flicking through it anymore. She was looking at me, rather worriedly actually. I'd dart over the table, scoop up my stuff, offering 1,000 apologies in the process. As I turned round, the whole coffee shop was unfortunately looking at me. They all had their eyes on me. Walked over, slid the tray onto the table sheepishly, offering no explanation about what had just occurred. It was all too clear. I poured the contents of the napkin out on the table that I should have been at in the first place. Just as I was doing that, a tiny jug of milk fell and poured everywhere. The two of us reached down to clean it up, and it might have just been one of the cute movie moments if it wasn't for the anvil of backpack that came crashing down between us, sending coffee and tea everywhere. And just as this was occurring, I looked out the window and saw my two friends on the steps outside, creased with laughter at what had just occurred.